Welcome to Bearish. We're not financial professionals, and this is not financial investment advice. Enjoy the episode.
Yeah.
Crypto.
Now
Go.
So yeah, dude, during my research today,
Tell us about your research on Google about the old cryptocurrency.
yeah, because Google's a fucking crypto, right, Max?
Bitch, that's where you do the fucking research on.
Google,
Oh no,
you
we're not doing
fucking
this.
idiot.
Did it on Safari. Did it on Safari.
Well, fuck you.
Yeah.
There's so many things wrong
You
with what you
realize-
guys just said.
Right,
I can't.
right. You realize
I can't
Google's
even.
a search engine, not a web browser.
Yeah, you stupid bitch.
You can use Google on Safari, you fucking idiot.
I didn't even think of that.
Max is like,
fucking
oh.
Safari.
Max is like, oh shit.
This is not.
I don't
Google.
know how computer works.
You can go on Safari
This is not Google.
and type in Google.
Yeah, I'm on Safari, but I didn't do that.
So what'd you do?
Okay,
Suck a fat
fuck.
cock.
What?
I
What?
don't
Did you
care.
use fucking
Right?
Internet
Dude, I
Explorer?
don't care.
Yeah, man.
Because we use that still, right?
I just exited out of everything.
This is what happens when you put
Oh,
two computer
Jared.
scientists and two non-computer scientists in a call.
Crypto.
Just watch both Logan and I cringe.
Investopedia.
I like computers. All right, we
You
go.
heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. All right, Jared.
Deleted all
It's
his
been a
notes
long
or
day,
something
guys.
like that.
We're all very, very tired, but we're here. We're ready to go, and we're ready to give you probably one of our best episodes yet, because we
Fucking
prepared
full
so
load.
much for this, right, guys? We
giving you a
prepared
full
for
load.
this.
Yeah.
The most raw footage you can get. Just
Yeah, we haven't
completely
prepared
just-
at all for this episode, so we're about to
I
wing
bought
it,
two
so.
call contracts for eBay. Woo!
That's not crypt, bro.
Dude, you were all
not what we're talking
shitting
about.
on
Yeah, no. How about we
short-term
talk about this
trading.
before we even start anything?
Yeah.
Oh, we're starting. We're in
Okay,
it. Just
okay,
go
we're
ahead.
starting. Good. Fuck you for, dude. Your short-term trading's so stupid. Like, you realize the taxes and fucking Warren Buffett doesn't do it like that. So why are you doing it like that? But now you're fucking Call McGee over here. How about
I
that?
sounded like that.
How
Call
about
McGee.
explain yourself? Yeah, that's
We're
why I
waiting.
thought. 2 calls on eBay, but last week
All
you didn't want to
right,
touch them.
all right.
Do you have something to
Welcome
say
back.
for
No,
yourself?
but it was so. Listen.
I'm listening.
Listen.
I was listening.
I in that episode said, "This is the market for short-term trading." Did I not? Suck a fat
maybe.
dick. Don't answer that. Anyways, I noticed that eBay
You have to bleep a lot of
is
stuff out.
very, very undervalued compared to everything else. So I mean, I started watching it in January.
According
It's
to
gone
my
up $10
analytics.
since then.
The
eBay is
EPS
very
is negative
undervalued.
22 and a half, which is a really good buy profit potential.
EPS is earnings per share. Negative 22 earnings per share.
You want to stay away from that shit. What is the EPS of good old eBay or whatever it is?
86 cents.
EBA?
The eBay. The eBay. The French version of it.
Fucking dumb.
The PE
EPA.
ratio is like
EPA.
8. I texted you this.
I got
Yeah.
mixed up with PE ratio.
Shut up.
That was a good ass
so yeah,
intro. I won't
the
even lie.
average-
The last
average
minute
is
has
like
been
30 to
fucking
40.
amazing. All right,
Yeah, but we
cool.
have to actually get into the topic, so we don't
Episode
just...
8. What are we talking about?
eBay.
Crypto. And
eBay.
eBay, apparently.
And Jared going back on his damn word. That's what we're talking about today. It's going to be a full...
Don't just
blasting
point it on
episode.
Jared. I was in that too, and I'm
Yeah,
going
Mr.
to...
Doge is bye the past whole week on Doge,
Elon just tweeted it. Elon just tweeted it.
bro.
Exactly.
And then you played our ass. We won't forget that. You said, guys, sell right now. Just sell. And you were still in it, just riding the wave like happy
Can
as
I
hell.
clarify? Can I
Please.
clarify?
I saw that
Please
shit.
do.
You guys said the day before that, oh, we're going to sell once it breaks even. And I was like, okay. Well, the next day I saw that it kind of broke even around the point where you guys said you bought it. And so the reason I texted you is to let you know because you were so busy. I
even
knew you
close.
guys were really busy.
Well, you're a kind-hearted soul for that one.
That was totally not to
But we
just
were-
like dupe you. It was
were
totally to
gone.
let you know it was break even.
Actually,
We got into Doge at like the top.
yeah. I
And
lost.
we made like 80 to 100 bucks, and then we were like, dude, it's going to 10 cents. Let's go. We
Let's just
got a
go.
ride.
I bought
Week
it
later.
so high, it wasn't even on the graph. the price.
That's the best.
Yeah.
I bought
Remember
it
when
at
I bought shares
0.83.
of
Yes.
AMC?
Yes.
I bought shares of AMC, and Max and Logan were like, "Yeah, what price?" And I was like, 15.12." And they were like, "Well, the high says 15.08." I don't know how you got it that.
Dude, that is so unfortunate. It's like there's a person on the other end. They're like, Jared Button, fucking go down right now. And then it just tanks. And you're like, oh, damn. All right, that sucks.
Yeah, good one, bro.
Yeah. Speaking of that,
I'm logging off.
You gotta go. You
guys-
gotta go, bro. Take a hike.
So,
Fucking
guys,
hell.
I'm resigning from Bearish because my partner's a fucking dickhead. And I don't want to be a part of it anymore. I won't take this abuse. I
Whoa.
refuse to take it.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
Fuck you. I hope you
I
lose
was
on your
gonna,
call.
I was
hope
gonna make
eBay
the
comes out with
same
fraud.
joke, bro. I just
And you
couldn't.
lose all
I
your
just
money.
couldn't.
Someone's on the other line. Jared just bought. No, stop. Go down. Max, that is A1 fucking comedy, bro.
guys.
That is some
I'm fucking
sick.
heading out. So I'm going to cook. I gotta go. My other friends are out here. They actually fucking like me. Fucking dickheads.
Bro, my fucking god.
That's
We're like
hilarious.
4 minutes in of just funny shit, and we actually haven't started talking about crypto at all.
This is the podcast now. I have some pent up aggression against you two dickheads. How about that? That's the rest of the episode.
Okay.
even after all that training and exercise all week and all that work, you're
I
still have a
enough
bunch of
in the
aggression.
tank to fucking
God,
roundhouse kick
that's
somebody
funny.
right now.
Yeah. But okay, so in all seriousness, Jared, we're joking about how the price like goes up and down like a lot, and that is relating to volatility. I mean, you've done the most research out of all of us. You've done the most research out of all of us. Is there a reason why these things just like shoot up to the moon a bunch and then go down really quick as well, as opposed to like normal stocks and normal money?
I don't know why it does that, but
Yeah.
I don't,
Well,
if
there you
someone
go,
else can answer,
folks.
Go for it.
Well,
I mean,
for
volatility.
tuning in.
All volatility is it's just it's either goes up or down faster or slower than normal. Like it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
bro,
Yeah.
with Doge though, the meme stock of them all, there were so many people tweeting about it, and like
Yeah.
Elon just literally like the memes. Like there's a dog riding a rocket ship, which is pretty cool. So of course you're gonna buy it. And also it's like 0.003 cents. So you buy fucking $10 worth, and you have like 1,000 shares. It's pretty cool.
That man like
Yeah.
quadrupled their share price just by tweeting about it.
You
Like
know
he
what?
could have put shit tons of money in and then tweeted about it and then sold as soon as it got up.
Then
I
he
think
probably
that's
would have
what
been in trouble.
I think today was like a very small version of what people did to GameStop and shit. They like if you look up February 4th and Doge, people were just like it's a coordinated buy-in, which is why it spiked today, but it only lasted for a little bit.
It's because Elon tweeted. He went on a tweeting spree talking
Yeah.
about nothing but Doge.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it was planned for today.
We bought at like the first time we got into it. It was all jokes, and we were like, bro, let's just put $100 into it. Who cares? And looking back at it, it was the dumbest thing like we could have ever done. We went up like $80 to $100, like I said earlier, and I sold at like the very fucking bottom.
Bro,
Yeah.
seriously though, I
lost everything. I lost pretty much everything.
I was up 170 within like an hour, and then held on to it for the rest of the week, and ended up down 140. So
Yep.
Yeah.
talk about a like $300 swing.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
then Mike's over there just riding the wave, telling us to get out though. So thanks for that one.
I
buddy.
didn't tell you. I reminded you that you wanted to break even, so I let
No.
you know that it was.
To be honest, I sold
was
like
down.
Monday and bought in last night, and then sold at 9:30 this morning.
Oh, okay.
Made a little bit of that back, but kind of shit.
I didn't
Yeah.
do a lot of research on Doge, but I know like it's not only a meme. Like you can transfer
Yeah.
Doge coins. Like
It's actually
it's a
used.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where the hell
but
is
it's
it
not used. It's not used like Bitcoin is
Who was using
or
Doge
Ethereum.
at?
You can
Some
use it
people
for
are.
transactions.
Bro, they have a
grocery
market
store.
cap over.
Yeah, they have
got
a decent
$1 billion
market cap.
cap.
Yeah.
It's
So-
like in 6 billion or something.
So it literally
Yeah,
started
something
as like a
stupid.
joke, right?
I don't know.
It did.
To be honest.
It did.
I
No,
mean,
it's
no.
confirmed. It started as a joke. The software engineers who made it said it was a joke and it was meant It was meant for like using, like it was meant for like donating and stuff, like donating to causes and small stuff like that. So nothing super serious.
Wait, you did like the research on like how it was made and everything?
Yeah, it was engineered by like people who made it. Was derived from Litecoin. So people took however they built Litecoin, they just took that and then they made like a different version of it.
I guess that shit's kind of over my head. How
Yeah.
did they just like mine it and like they're like, oh, we just created a new currency? That
Yeah.
stuff
So
doesn't make sense.
I think it's because it's mostly like, okay, I'm going to see how to make a cryptocurrency. But I think
We
there's
can make one?
probably
Bearish coin.
Just
Yeah.
wouldn't be worth shit.
Doge really
So-
isn't, so. BC.
So essentially, the way I can't speak to exactly how it works, but when I was looking at the origins of Doge, they said that like the guys who made it were software engineers. So you have to have some level of like engineering experience, at least computer programming experience. And they said it was written in C++. So somehow the way that this works is that you write some code and it creates these tokens. And there's probably some rules around it, probably some steps that you have to take to actually do it. But it looks like, I mean, I don't think everyone can make it. I'm not too sure. But there's like, I'm looking at some examples of how you make it. And it's literally just a bunch of like functions and codes. For those of you who don't program, that's okay. But basically, it's just a bunch of code that you have to write.
For Bitcoin, didn't some like Asian guy make it and then just nobody knows where he came from?
Well,
don't
I
know
know
if
you're.
he was Asian.
No,
but-
swear to God.
Satoshi
he was like-
Nakamoto. Yeah.
Okay, not telling me he's
Yeah.
not Asian.
Yeah, but
Here's a pseudonym.
Just-
Don't go
Max,
there.
you're
Don't go
off
there.
to a terrible start.
That's
today.
so wrong and so
No, it's
wrong.
not.
It's not
I
wrong.
literally
No,
just-
yeah, he's
it
definitely
said-
Asian. No,
he
he's
said,
definitely
"Tell me he's not Asian."
Definitely.
It's like
I agree with you.
there was a
100%.
guy
Well,
named like
Max.
Jeffrey Gregg. Like he's white.
I just got to be
That's not the
politically
point, though,
correct
so let's
here and
go.
be like, no.
So
But I agree
no one
on
really
Moving on.
knows.
Laughing
No one
at
really
me.
knows if it's a person or a group of people.
Correct.
Yeah. So I think Bitcoin came out in like 2009, and it was the first ever crypto. And then everything else after that is known as like an altcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alternate. Stands for alternate.
Is there a lot of them?
Yeah.
Is there like
There's
almost?
like 4,000.
Oh shit! I didn't know there was that many.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We
it's
we
like
joke
4,000.
about Dogecoin, but in terms of value, it's like top 10, correct?
Market cap wise, I don't know.
Market cap and actual coin value, I believe it's top
No.
10.
I mean, I don't know. I think
mean, I
the most
thought-
popular ones after Bitcoin is Ethereum,
yeah.
Litecoin, and then there's like Bitcoin Cash and all that stuff.
Oh, I thought you were about to say, is Cash App a brokerage, or do they have a coin? Or am I just
No,
tripping?
you can trade. You can trade on Cash App.
Oh, okay. And then I thought that was different. You said cash, whatever. You just cash.
No,
coin.
Bitcoin Cash.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Jared, Jared, can you talk a little bit about the process of how, like, what it is? We kind of already talked about what it is. It's a piece of software, but describe like the system that it runs on, and I'll help you along the way because I looked at it a little bit. Just do the high level, and then I'll jump in and maybe add some clarification.
Pressure's on, buddy.
Yeah.
Just tell us what you found. Just tell us what you found.
What'd you find?
Yeah. So, Bitcoin.
Nice.
What is
Well,
Bitcoin?
I know it's on something. It runs on something called blockchain, right? Or is
Yes.
that just the software that records all the transactions?
So it facilitates the transfer of all
It's
the
like a
coins
ledger.
to each other, and it is like a ledger. So it's like basically a recording. Imagine you have a bunch of computers spread across the internet, and each computer has a ledger of all the transactions that have gone through it. And so essentially what you have, that's what's called a blockchain, because it's like a chain of computers, and they all have a ledger that keeps track of all the Bitcoins that come through and come out of it. So you know exactly where the Bitcoin is at all times, and you know who, and you know that it has existed and that it has been paid.
Right.
I think. Don't quote me on this. I'm
Yeah.
really not on this, but that's the idea behind it.
No, I think you're right. because the whole reason that cryptocurrency is so big is because it's can't be is unregulated or it's unregulated, correct? I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it's unregulated. Nobody else can touch it. The big thing is there's no third party people in it. Like when I go to pay I go to pay one of you guys, it goes through a bank and then to you. This one, it goes straight from me to you.
Yeah. So an example, Max, let's say you had one Bitcoin, or if you had a Doge and you wanted to pay me a Doge. When you pay me a Dogecoin, it would travel from it would just travel from a couple of computers and probably hop through the blockchain, which is the network. It has to hop through a couple of computers and then through the network, and then eventually it'll get to me, and then it'll pay me.
Right.
So but in a bank, what would happen is if you like Venmo someone, it has to go through your bank. Mm-hmm. So when you Venmo someone, you Venmo them, you send them money. Then Venmo says, "Hey, bank, I need to take the money out of the account."
Yeah.
And then the bank says, "Okay," and then the bank sends it back. And then through Venmo, it goes to the other person. See, that's different. This is the bank is through an intermediary, and then blockchain is like direct. It's completely direct.
Yeah, it completely eliminates the third party, which is really what's really big about it. And then it also eliminates double spending, which I don't know the whole background of it, but like because it's in the blockchain, once you transfer it to somebody else, it is set in stone in that blockchain. It can never be removed, and everybody in the outside or inside using it can see this whole entire blockchain, see where this exact coin came from, how it did that, when it did that, and it can never be touched.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a complete record.
Or anything like that. Yeah.
There is a full record. The problem with paper money is that it physically moves to places, and therefore there's sort of a time delay between when you actually pay something or when you actually have the money in your account.
Which allows for double spending, correct? Whereas Bitcoin,
exactly.
You can't. It's straight, instant.
Immediate.
Yeah. And you can't take this same dollar and then give it to somebody else, but also while it's transferring, spend it in another place as well. Where Bitcoin, or not Bitcoin, but like cryptocurrency as a whole completely eliminates that.
Right.
And I think those are like two main big things, but I think like the third one is the fact that there's a finite amount of them. So whereas anybody's dollar or like the US dollar or anybody's currency is
just print it.
Yeah, you just print it, and this dollar becomes less and less valuable. There's a certain amount out there.
Speaking of a finite amount, I did the research. Right now, there's 18 million Bitcoin, 18.6 million Bitcoin out there, and there's only 21 million available. And once that 21 million is mined, it's done.
Yeah.
And that's why I think when you talk about value and the actually investing in Bitcoin, the reason it's so high, like you said, Max, supply and demand, there's a finite amount. The demand for it is going to be much higher. But I think it's more than that. I think so with Bitcoin, the more you mine and the more you get closer to the last one, it gets harder and harder to mine.
Yes.
So I think with Bitcoin is you need a lot of equipment to do it. And the more expensive the equipment, I think that might be correlated to the actual value of one Bitcoin. That's why I think it keeps going up and up and up. It gets more expensive to mine as you go on.
It could be that, along with that there's getting, like you said, supply and demand, there's getting less and less. So this one, everyone's going to want to be in at one point. But if there's no more left, the value of it is going to completely skyrocket.
It also changes price. People call it like the currency of the future because as things, especially in America lately, become more and more, crazy and uncertain on the future, people call it the currency of the future because of that reason. Like the American dollar will just continue to go down and down as they print more and more money. So we need a currency that's a little bit more stable. There's a finite amount. It can't be changed. What better than something that can be used anywhere online?
I don't know if stable is the right word.
Well, it will become stable at eventually. Once everything's mined, it's not like the price can fluctuate a ton.
So it becomes commonplace.
Typically, when you see shit hit the fan in like a government or something like that, or in a country, I guess like the U.S. because we live in here, you'll see Bitcoin start to kind of creep up a little bit or rise, just because of the uncertainty, and there's certainty in Bitcoin. I feel like more so than like the dollar or something like that. I mean,
I
the
agree.
dollar's value is decreasing every day.
Yeah.
Bitcoin, that's the thing. I used to say at some point Bitcoin's going to have to become regulated if it becomes our currency, because you can't just wake up, you can't go to sleep with $37,000 and you wake up with 31,000. Like that
Right.
just can't happen. But like we've said
Right.
before, it's not like the government has no say in it.
I don't even
It's
know
a
how you
group
would
of-
regulate that in that sense, though. Like, how do you make
Well,
it
right, that's-
so stable?
Well, I believe once everything's mined, the price literally cannot change. Like once everything's been found, the price, whatever it's at, can't change, because like what would be the point of it changing if it's worth what it is? Like you can't mine more or anything like that.
Right.
Well, I don't know about that, just because think about gold and silver. They haven't mined all the gold and silver, so
No.
fuck that idea. Actually, I was about to say that it's all gone, but it's not all gone.
It's not. Yeah. Well, that's when I got confused and I thought to myself, is Bitcoin a commodity? And I don't think it is. It's a currency, but I don't know if it's a commodity, because you don't really exchange it for something else. You know what I mean? Like I think you can transfer Bitcoin, and some businesses might take it as a payment.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I
I
know
don't
they
think
do
it's a
take it as a
commodity.
payment, and like
Yeah.
we said earlier, the first an NFL guy just got paid in Bitcoin,
In Bitcoin.
like as a
Yeah.
signing deal. So, I mean, then you can take that bit. If they wouldn't pay him in Bitcoin, if you can't use it for something, you can't go down to the store and buy something. I mean, eventually, it sounds like you'll be able to use it to buy a damn candy bar. You know what I'm saying? Or
Right.
like,
Yeah, and a lot of investors, they don't see the point in it, because like it doesn't really produce anything. It doesn't really produce any, like a business. A business produces cash, right? Bitcoin doesn't really produce anything. It's just there.
I
Like,
could
you
see
just
that.
mine it and you have
Right.
it.
I could
Right.
see that on an investor standpoint, but on a trading standpoint, like people trade the
yeah, that's
dollar.
totally
If
different.
there's forex and everything, like people trade
Mhm.
that. You're not getting anything from it, but
Explain what that is.
what?
Foreign exchange.
Oh, forex is like you just basically invest in the dollar, the yen, like the euro, different kinds of currencies all across the world, and you're investing on it, basing if you buy a dollar of fucking the euro and it goes up, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like a stock.
It's super complicated. I will never get into forex. It doesn't appeal to me. But back to Bitcoin, like I said, it doesn't. I think the value of it is super. You can't really put a price tag on it. You know what I mean? Like, who's to say Bitcoin's worth this much? Like now it's at 37,000, and a couple months ago it was at 20, 10,
Yeah.
20,000, 10,000.
Right.
Like it's just really hard for me to understand the value of it. And that's why during my research, like I said earlier, the more you mine, the harder it gets to mine and the more expensive it becomes to mine. So that could become like a driving point for the value. And like you said, Max, the supply and demand. What the fuck is that?
So there's transformers outside of the window, I guess. Fuck, I completely forgot what you just said. Nice one.
Bitcoin.
Ah, that narrows it down. That gets my brain working on what the hell we're talking about. Oh, I think right now it's more of like kind of like a gambling type thing. Like, think about it. You buy it
Everything
right
is.
now. Well, yeah, but like more so this. Like you buy it at 37K, and then all of a sudden in an hour it's at 38, and then the next hour it's down to 35. It's like, let's just see if I can time it right and get in it on the right time. But we're just talking about Bitcoin, but there's also that's what Doge has been blowing up. Ethereum, that's been blowing up. But I mean, it's just
It's not hard. It's not
yeah,
hard.
it is.
It's
Yeah, it is.
Ethereum. That's it.
Ethereum.
E, not ye.
Ethereum.
Perfect.
Jared, what are you looking up? You look focused as hell.
What I'm looking up is, because I remember seeing something a little bit ago about someone getting locked out of their wallet. So with crypto, you have a wallet and you have a key. You have a private key.
Mhm.
And if you forget that key, you can't access your wallet. Therefore, you can't access your crypto. So
Yeah, and if
some
you get it
guy
wrong-
had a certain amount of times, like you lose it. So
So
this guy had hundreds of millions of Bitcoin, and he forgot
Yeah.
his key,
Holy
which is a
fuck.
password pretty much. forgot
Yeah.
his password, and you can't access it. That's a big thing. That's like tough because with your bank, you forget your password, you call them up like, dude, I forgot. You just fucking change it. With this, they give you a private key, and you have to remember it, or you just can't access your wallet. You can't access your Bitcoin or whatever
Yeah.
crypto you're trading.
So
And
what
it's not
about
some, like,
situations
normal
like that? What about situations where people lose their Bitcoin or their other crypto? What does that change the price of it? Because then can that ever be like used again?
That
If it's
is
lost?
I think
yeah,
just
because it's
I don't know.
decentralized.
Wow.
Like you said, you can't call anybody. Who are you gonna call? You're gonna call up the
Wow.
dude who created it. No one even knows where that guy is or like
Yeah.
who he is. So it's like it's
Well, he's
almost like
Asian,
that.
apparently.
Literally, we've covered that. He is indeed,
Here,
but
listen.
it's like it's just we're listening.
It says it gives a user 10 guesses before it seizes up and encrypts its contents forever. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm asking.
That's gone.
What is encrypts?
That means it's gone. That means it changes it forever. so it's gone.
It is sealed.
Yeah, but does it put it
is
back
no
out into the
longer
system?
Yeah,
accessible.
exactly. Is it just
I don't believe
available
so.
now, or
I don't believe so. When it says
just
it's
gone.
encrypted, it means like it just changes the password. Like it makes it even more secure.
Damn.
That is.
And it's not
Yeah,
no
that
like regular
sucks.
password. It's like capital this lowercase dash slash all the damn alphabet.
$, @
Yeah,
hashtag.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're not just
What do you do after that?
waking up-
Hundreds of millions of Bitcoin, you said?
you
Yeah.
find yourself in a dark.
You don't
place.
think with all that money he could buy something to maybe store his password?
Actually
Well,
that might
he
be a
doesn't
good
have that money
point.
anymore.
That might be a good point. If there's computers that can mine the actual Bitcoin, eventually there's going to be a computer that can hack into his account. That's going to be smart enough and strong enough to hack into it and figure it out. Theoretically,
I mean, Mike, you can correct me since you probably know more than me about this, but the way they do passwords is it would basically take like an infinite amount of time the way they encrypt passwords now for someone to write some type of program that would be able to crack it and find it out.
yeah.
Not really infinite, just humanly what's the
Way
right
too
word?
much.
Inconvenient.
Yes.
It takes like a billion
Are
years
you
or
saying you'll
something
be
like
dead?
that.
Okay, there you go. You'll be dead.
Yeah.
You'll probably be dead.
The world will probably be gone before you could compute that. However, supercomputers are proving differently. You could probably compute all that in like maybe I don't know the number, but it's definitely a lot shorter time. So that might change things.
Mike and Logan, I want to ask you guys something, but right before I do, I want to just read something off this article about this guy who's just locked out of his account. It says, of the existing 18.5 million Bitcoin, around 20% appear to be in lost or otherwise stranded wallets,
Yeah.
which is tough. So what I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you guys is, what is I've heard of quantum computing, and I don't know what it is. Do you guys know what it is?
Yes.
I don't want to
Can
act
you
like I
can
do.
you try to explain?
Yeah.
And the reason I'm asking this is because it says that the last Bitcoin or the last however many Bitcoin won't be able to be mined until that becomes a thing.
Yeah, so basically a quantum computer. You guys ever heard of quantum physics? Because it's based off of physics. You've
I've
heard the
of
term
it. I don't
maybe
know
thrown
what it is.
around?
Yeah.
I've heard the term.
Yeah.
Heard the term.
Yeah. So basically, quantum physics is the study of very, very, very small things. Right now, in the regular world, we use what's called classical physics. So that defines motion of like things dropping and then planets orbiting. But that's like big stuff. We're talking about really, really small stuff like subatomic. And the reason that's important is because there are some weird concepts in quantum physics that somehow they work, but we don't know how. One of them is called superposition. Yeah, I know it doesn't make sense, but it follows. So we have big things, which is classical mechanics, and then small things, which is quantum mechanics. There's a concept of this is one of many concepts they use to pull this off, but there's this concept called superposition in quantum mechanics, where two things can be, or one thing can be in two places at the same time.
Yeah.
And they can be in what's called a superposition. So it's either here. It's not. It's like I don't even know how to explain it, but you
Neither
can
here
have
or there?
one. I don't think that's the right way
But it
to
is
describe
here
it.
and there.
It's
Keep
weird.
explaining,
That's
'cause
why
it's
it's
blowing
super
my
weird.
mind.
So this is a concept in quantum mechanics where you have superposition. So you can have imagine it like a coin. So you could have it heads, the coin could be tails, or it can be both heads and tails at the same time. That's the superposition.
Okay.
I know, right? It's weird, super weird. And in the physical world, no, but apparently in quantum world, that's possible. So imagine that. So why that's important? Why is that important? How can you have those three things? Well, when you have that third state, in computers, they compute things by using zeros and ones, on and off. But if you have that third state where it can be either on or off, right. It could be either. You have a third bit, or you have a third thing to work with. From that point on, I don't know how the process becomes faster, but I think that's one thing in addition to a couple of other things that make the quantum computers able to process things like infinitely faster, or just a lot faster than regular computers, because regular computers only have those 2 bits to work with. They have a 0 and a 1, but the quantum computers have that extra one, so they have that extra bit of power in addition to some other concepts that make it faster. So that's why they're saying like, for example, I don't remember what it was, but some sort of encryption algorithm that's like right now is the gold standard. It can be broken by quantum computers in the future. So there's a lot of discussion in like a couple of minutes, actually, or a very, very short amount of time, very reasonable amount of time. So there's actually a lot of discussion about the ethics of quantum computing and whether or not we should make it publicly available, because if you do, you're going to if it gets into the wrong hands, people can just hack each other so easily compared to right now. So that's why.
Be a problem with crypto?
Yeah,
potentially.
Remember we talked about their passwords? You'd be able to get people's passwords, go into their wallets. Remember earlier you hit on the point that as this Bitcoin gets mined more and more, it becomes increasingly more difficult. Right. It's not that you wouldn't still be able to mine it with the computing we have right now. It just you'd mine it at such a slow pace, it wouldn't even be worth it. Like, you'd be making nothing, basically. That's what they mean by you'd have to have this quantum computer, whatever that means. Something fast enough to make the mining actually worth the money.
So in addition...
That's insane.
In addition... it's crazy. So I talked about superposition, but there's another thing. There's one more concept called entanglement. I can't explain it, but I just wanted to put that out there because superposition is not the only thing that allows this to work. There's one other concept. Feel free to look it up on your own.
Entanglement. Like Will Smith's...
I was just about to say, isn't that what Will Smith got in?
What? They got in an entanglement. She cheated on that dude.
Fucking stupid. Anyway,
Max still in his feelings, bro.
Still mad about earlier, huh?
Mike, that was good. I still don't really understand, but you tried. I mean,
yeah, you explained superpositioning or whatever. That was crazy.
The high level takeaway, that extra phenomenon, this extra bit of physics allows them to have more power, allow you to do more computations, process things faster. So that's why you have this problem, and that's why they're talking about quantum computing potentially having these effects in the future, especially on crypto.
Does quantum physics defy regular physics? Is that why it's called quantum physics?
Yeah.
It's not why. I don't think it's why it's called quantum.
Yeah,
actually, the word
different is what I mean.
It is categorized differently because it's based on a different set of rules.
Yeah, it's just like we like the normal. I don't want to get too much into it. Basically, just the normal stuff, like you know how we have like laws of physics and stuff like that. Right. It basically just doesn't apply. Yeah, it basically just doesn't. A lot of them don't apply the same way at that level.
That sounds like some alien spooky conspiracy stuff. Like
I swear, anything with Max is like, oh, it's not what I think. It's not in my worldview. Oh, it's some alien stuff, bro. That stuff is from aliens.
Bet we meet
it's
aliens
some devil stuff.
Bet we meet aliens and they're talking in quantum physics. It's not even. It's some
they're talking
beep beep shit.
They're talking in quantum physics.
Swear to God, it's gonna be crazy. They're gonna point at us and we're gonna evaporate. That's a different story, though.
Evaporate, yes. We're gonna.
Oh,
Max, we are
what
on
did you
that ass
smoke,
today,
bro? What the
You,
dude?
I've been
you are
getting
not
fucking murdered
doing too
today.
loud right now, man.
Dude. Oh my god.
You need to take a nap.
I hate you guys.
All
I love
right.
you.
I think
I
we've
think
hit
that's
on
really it.
way
I
too
think
many
that's really it,
topics
though.
today.
Crypto is just really hard to understand, to be honest with you. I mean, it might become the future, it might not. There's 4,000 different kinds of cryptocurrencies, so who's gonna say which one's gonna be
This one, yeah.
what we use, right? Max, hold on, before we stop the
You have to
recording,
roast me again?
you sent me. No. Remember the article you sent
Oh,
me
sick.
on Instagram, the stock sharks?
No. What did I say? I forgot.
It was like the governor
Oh, he's gonna bring it to
shoot.
like major cities or some shit like
in
that.
Miami, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was major
The
cities
mayor
across
of
the U.S.
Miami.
It was
Say
Bitcoin,
Miami
right?
again.
Yeah, but what did he want to do?
Where was it?
Miami, I believe.
Oh,
I
Miami.
couldn't tell.
Okay. I didn't hear
Oh,
you
Say
the first few
Miami?
times.
Yeah.
That was Miami. Okay. Anyway, in Miami. Yeah, I guess the guy said that they were trying to bring Bitcoin to like major cities, and if going off what Jared just said, we don't know which one. I feel like if you're bringing major cities Bitcoin and Bitcoin exclusively, I feel like that's a pretty big step in the direction of, hey, we're not committing to this one, but you know, it's a
Yeah.
pretty big deal. So
Yeah,
I mean,
let's dream.
take what you want
Let's
from
dream
that.
for a second. Let's dream for a second. Imagine if you, in the future, we wanted to pay each other. I mean, Venmo's pretty close to this. Just imagine. I think we don't really see. I think kids our age maybe don't see our money very often. We don't really get paid in cash too often. I don't. I get direct deposits, and then I Venmo my money everywhere. I PayPal my money everywhere. A lot of it's already digital.
Bro, paper's dead.
It's just
You're right.
Yeah, it's already digital. It's just the fact that we have a layer on top of money, but that new layer instead of money could be swapped out for crypto, and it's basically the same experience, but with a different technology and a different
Yeah, it's funny you
value
say
system.
that because honestly, when's the last time you've paid for something in cash? Like it's been years
I have-
for me.
I haven't touched cash in a while.
Yeah,
Especially
and think
now
about
with
it.
It's
COVID, bro,
not
no one
been
wants cash.
years, but it's
Yeah, you just
just
swipe a
if you
card.
look at the frequency of it, yeah, it's not even close. How many
And the
times you
number
pay
changes.
in cash? Yeah,
Right, and a number
Yeah.
changes in your bank account. Like it's basically there already.
true.
Like, yeah.
The
But this
experience,
is the stuff,
like-
this is the stuff you read about though, with disruptive technologies, with businesses. One business will come in with a disruptive technology, and another business that's already there will just completely go away. And I think
Yeah.
that's what crypto will do for like paper money and currency. Like I think our dollar, if crypto becomes a thing, our dollar, like who's gonna, like you guys, we're not even using
Yeah.
dollars like you guys just said. Anyways, it's just all digital. Like
It's
no
gonna
one
die
holds
quick,
cash.
too.
Yeah,
It's gonna
I think
be
it's
worthless.
just like, yeah.
It is dollars. It's just the medium that we're
You know what I
interacting
mean,
with
yeah.
is
Physical.
The medium I think would stay the same. Like the medium is still going to be apps and
Yeah,
maybe
definitely.
you know eyeglasses that are connected to our computers and eventually brain chips. But in the end, it's
That's
going
another
to. That's cool. I think
That's got to be
Neuralink
a
is cool.
off-topic podcast. That would be insane. The
That'd be
Neuralink
sick.
shit.
Super cool. But I think the medium will stay mostly the same, mostly consistent because it's already digital. It's just that paper is a archaic form of currency that we are just still stuck with.
It's
We're
becoming
still stuck
archaic
with.
very fast.
Yeah, and so I think
COVID expedited it.
you can swap it out for crypto, and if you swap it out with crypto right now, I doubt anyone could tell the difference based on the actual transactions that they do on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It might actually just be faster. It will be faster. It'll be instantaneous. You won't have to wait for your money, and it'll be decentralized, so you don't have to worry about someone else handling your money. It's all with you.
All right,
Okay.
one more thing. Bitcoin, Ethereum, a lot of cryptocurrencies today, and yesterday I think, huge rises. I think Bitcoin went up to like 36, 37 at one point. A lot of people ask us on the Instagram, and we see it all the time. Jared, Max, Mike, what are your thoughts? Do you think it'll continue to rise? Do you think it'll fall and stay around 32? Do you think it'll go way below that? What are you thinking?
And there's no way
We
to
can't-
tell, really. There really isn't. Like I said earlier, you can kind of tell with a business based on the amount of cash they're producing and how much money they're making. With this, you really don't know. Like, it's supply and demand, and it's really just whatever people are feeling that day. Like, Bitcoin went from 19. This is a couple years back, and went to 19,000, and then it tanked all the way back to 7,000 for no apparent reason at all. Like, there was no news. I don't know. I think it'll keep going up because of how much hype is surrounding it and how like promising it could be in the future. But there's really no way to tell if it's overvalued or undervalued. I really don't know.
I don't think it conforms to the regular values or current values of currency as much as the regular dollar and other things do. Like, it doesn't have the same, feeling to it. Why else would it be so volatile and be so crazy?
I think it will grow in value based on a lot of things that we said here.
Yeah.
One, supply and demand, as more little amounts of it is actually there and actually able to be obtained. It's just natural that supply and demand will increase the price. Along with that, if people are bringing it to major cities and now paying athletes with it, that kind of hints at maybe there's something behind this. Maybe
There's a
this
lot of
is
momentum behind it.
Yeah, maybe this is some kind of the future. Also, with Elon tweeting it, I think he knows. No, completely serious. I think it's a funny meme, but to be honest, this guy's a full blown genius, and I feel like there's some kind of underlying thing that he's like, oh yeah, I'm meme god, like I can say whatever I want and change things, but like at the end of the day, he's a smart man and he's not just backing something that's completely stupid. This seems to be kind of in his realm of expertise. But with all that being said, there's going to need to be a way to kind of ground it so you don't go to bed with 40 grand and wake up with 15. That would ruin people. So there's gonna need to be a way to be like, all right, let's get this thing under control.
Yeah,
that just can't happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
Will not have a
The
good
last thing
time.
I wanted to add is there's a lot of appeal because like it seems more efficient when you take out that middleman. You don't have to deal with banks. It's person to person. It's a lot more direct. It's more secure potentially. It just seems like it has a lot more benefits long term. And so any technology that comes out, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see where you're going with that. I like
Before
that.
we wrap
And
it
so,
up,
yeah.
Mike, you just said that it takes out the middleman, takes out the banks. Would crypto ruin banks? Would they go out of business?
I mean, what's the alternative?
Right, like what do you need a bank for when you have a wallet?
What do you need a bank for?
It seems
Exactly.
like they're smart enough to figure out a way to I've heard that banks are starting to buy it up, and if banks are starting to buy it up, then they're going to somehow be involved in they're too smart and have too much money to just play on the sidelines on this one,
They're
going to find a
They're gonna
way to
start lending it
monetize it. Exactly. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Fair enough. That's
Yeah.
I mean it's really, really intriguing.
It is.
Yeah.
Actually.
We encourage you all to go look at some more resources and watch some videos on YouTube because they've explained it pretty well. And hopefully you'll get some more clarification.
One more thing. I just after Doge. One more thing. Max hit on it earlier. He said we were just talking about something random, and he said that's a topic for just like a random podcast. If by some miracle of God you've made it this far into the video and you're still listening,
Thank you.
one, thank you. Two, if you would be interested in maybe us doing some podcasts, just us hanging out, talking about sports, anything like that, drop a comment. We might not. We might. I don't think we even talked about it. I just think it'd be kind of a cool thing. So if you do, let us know that you do. Let us know what you'd want to hear about. Yeah, we'll give it some thought. I think it's a pretty cool idea.
We're listening.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right, Mike.
Let's do it.
Outro, man.
It's been so long. I have to do this again. All right. What was the order again?
Don't mess
All
up.
right. I'll try not to mess up this time. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoy the episode. If you did, go ahead and leave a like on the video. Helps us out a lot. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get push notifications straight to your phone. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, don't forget to follow us. And please leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts. It lets us know you're listening. And it helps us out a lot. Thank you for that. And finally, if you want to keep in touch with us, if you want to ask us questions, if you want to drop us comments, we're on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Discord. You can hop on our server, ask us questions, talk to us. We're ready to hear what you have to say. And with that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
Fuck yeah, Mike. Yeah, dude.